Israeli terrorists, armed and funded by the Israeli government, have been attacking a village in the West Bank, a village by the name of Jit. They've been burning down people's homes and killing Palestinians, and the terrorists are protected by the IDF. If Palestinians try to defend themselves, they get killed. And what has the Biden administration said about this? Nothing really.
President Biden says a ceasefire in Gaza is much closer than it's ever been, but that it's not there yet. Negotiators will meet again next week to try to finalize an agreement between Israel and Hamas for a ceasefire and also the release of hostages. It comes on.
How are you going to get Bibi to agree to a ceasefire when he's already says he's not going to agree to any ceasefire?
After the funeral of a 22-year-old Palestinian man shot dead when Jewish settlers stormed his village last night. The attack took place in Jit in the north of the occupied West Bank and was condemned by the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yet it's the Israeli government that is arming and funding these terrorists that are doing this in the West Bank. The quote-unquote settlers and the IDF are protecting them. You can't say, on one hand, you condemn the actions while doing nothing to stop it and are actively funding and arming it.
Middle East correspondent Lucy Williamson reports.
No one knows who made Rashid as-Sidi a village hero, who shot the young IT worker as he threw stones to keep armed Jewish settlers at bay. But they know who to blame.
Even the ambulance that came for him was blocked by the army. They waited until he died. The blame is more on the army because they are not controlling the settlers. They protect them.
His mother.
Yeah, the IDF continually protects the settlers and allow them to kill and injure Palestinians while burning down their homes, because they will actively kill people.
Mother said she didn't know if it was a settler or a soldier who fired the fatal shot. Rashid's brother Mahdi took me to where he was killed. The village boundary fence broken in several places. A neighbour said dozens of settlers gathered here last night and that he heard a hail of gunshots. He said he called the Israeli army, who took 2 hours to arrive. The army said they deployed within minutes. Residents say the settlers were masked, armed and organised into groups, some dressed all in black, some all in white. Hassan was at home with his family when they came down this road. His surveillance camera caught the moment they confronted him, setting fire to his car and entering his family compound.
And many people in the United States will claim that these Israeli settlers have the right to do this because God supposedly gave the Israeli government all the land that Palestinians own.
They were all armed with automatic weapons, light weapons, pepper spray. Their attack was organised. They had a clear goal to kill or burn. Here we are, unarmed. They have the government supporting them. We have nothing except ourselves.
Israel is under fierce international scrutiny over settler violence in the West Bank. Israel's army says it has launched a thorough investigation into last night's attack. Those gathered for Rashid's funeral prayers had little faith in justice.
The body of Rashid as-Sidi is leading a procession of anger through the village of Jit. People here trace this violence right back to the behavior of Israeli security forces.